talk about comparing and ordering integers. What is an integer? It's all positive and negative whole numbers and zero. All positive and negative whole numbers and zero. Another way to say it is all whole numbers and their opposites. And then including zero. Here are some examples. Again, the three dots decide or determine that they continue to go to the left and continue to go to the right. Now, we break the integers down into negative integers, integers that are less than zero. Some examples. Then you have positive integers, integers that are greater than zero. Now, this is one thing you really need to file in your brain. Zero is considered neither positive nor negative. Zero is not a positive nor a negative integer. Now we're going to talk about how integers are often used to represent real-life situations. For example, when a football team has a 7-yard gain, it's +7. You normally don't put the plus in front of it, but it is a positive 7. Another example, if they had a 10-yard loss, that would be a -10. These are examples of integers. When you go to the bank and you say you have some Christmas money or birthday money, and somebody gives you $100, you want to put it in the bank, it is +100. It's a $100 deposit. Example 4, if you need $75, you want to take a 75 withdrawal out, it's considered a negative. You're withdrawing it. It's a negative integer. Two numbers are opposite if they are the same distance from zero on a number line, but are on opposite sides of zero. In example 3, the opposite of 3 is -3. Two numbers are opposite if they are on opposite sides of zero. Now we have a few examples, and we're going to have a number and we're going to name the opposite of it and what's known as its reciprocal. We have discussed reciprocal earlier in another lesson. What if we have a number 15? A number 15. So as we're showing, the opposite of 15 is -15. It's on the opposite side of 0. The reciprocal of 15 is 1/15. So now the opposite of -8 would be 8. Then the reciprocal of -8 is -1/8. So the opposite of -1/35 would be 1/35. Its reciprocal would be -35. Because if you put -1/35, its reciprocal, it would be -35/1. But you don't need to put the 1 for your final answer. So the opposite of 1 in 2500 is -1 in 2500. Then its reciprocal is 4/5. In order to get the reciprocal of 4/5, you take 1 in 2500 and put it in a mixed number form. Then reduce it. Then change it to an improper fraction. Then you're able to find the reciprocal of 5/4, which is 4/5. Now, we can compare integers using a number line. You'll be giving exercises of two numbers, and you have to determine less than, greater than, or equal to. So in our first example, -2 is greater than -5. Because if you were to use a number line, -2 is closer to 0 than -5 is. Note on the number line, here's -2, and there is -5. Numbers decrease as you move to the left and increase as you move to the right. So if you notice, when you go to the right, numbers continue to get larger. As you move to the left, they continue to get smaller. For example, if you owe your mom some money and you owed her $5, then you had to borrow more money, then it was $10. So that means you're getting more and more in the hole with owing your mother money. So the numbers are actually getting smaller. Now we're going to complete some statements using the less than, greater than, or equal to. In these examples here, we have determined by looking at the number line which one is less than and which one is greater than. So if you have difficulty in understanding which one it should be, use a number line. Okay, now we have an exercise. In 11A, they ask you to order the integers from least to greatest. A and B. I'm going to pause the video and then we'll come back and check your answers. So here are the answers for A and B, going from least to greatest. So two things on this lesson I would encourage you to take your time on is when putting them in order from least to greatest, be sure and read the directions as to what order that they're wanting the integers to be put in. And when changing numbers to the opposite and the reciprocal, be sure and look at the original problem and follow the directions of either if it's wanting the reciprocal or if it's wanting the opposite.